What's going on, everybody? I am Ink Life Jizzle, or Birdie if you prefer, or Mr. Birdie if you're nasty. And I'm here to assist you in defeating depression. Now let's get into the second part of this mind, body, and soul aspect. Now when I say the word body, I don't mean your actual body, I mean the outside world. And the outside world, when you look at your life, the outside world is a reflection of you. Everything in your life is a reflection of you. Now, if you're angry all the time on the inside due to unresolved issues, you're gonna constantly encounter angry people in your life. And they can take many forms. Like it might be a family member, it might be a stranger. It might be your vehicle or a piece of equipment or something malfunctioning that makes you angry and brings you back to that anger. Like it's due to unresolved issues on the inside, and that brings it back to what you experience in the outside world. Now, here's the cheat code. If you took the time to work on any unresolved issues that you're holding on the inside, if you took the time to change your thought pattern from constantly thinking in a negative way to constantly thinking in a positive way, then the outside world and everything that you experience will start to change with that. You will see and experience a shift in your day-to-day life. Everything that used to look so dark, gloomy, and heavy will now start to seem lighter, happier. You'll just feel a lot more free. Everything will just feel good overall. But here's the catch. When you've taken the time to work on yourself and make a conscious change, a conscious decision to make a change from being angry all the time and choosing anger to, for example, being happy all the time and choosing happiness, you will be tested. And at this point, I'm convinced that the universe has a sense of humor, because the test that you will go through will be, first of all, you are the only one that will notice these tests. You are the only one that will, and that's even if you notice it in the first place. So, you will be the only one that notices, if anything, if anybody notices. And the test will be tailor-made to you. They will be, oh my gosh, it's almost hard to put in words. I'm kind of getting excited talking about it, because when you notice it, it's pretty cool. And then here's the thing. All right, let me start over. I'm geeking out for no reason. So here's the thing. You will be tested. The test will be tailor-made to you. And first of all, before you can pass or fail the test, you have to even notice it. You have to be aware. You have to pay attention, and how to notice it and pay attention to it. When something crazy happens, you can't react to it right off the bat. It goes back to you have to see it, notice it, take it for what it is, and not off the bat respond to it. Not to get all emotional and react to it just right off the bat. And here's the other thing. Here's the other kicker. So you're gonna get tested when you decided that you're gonna make a conscious decision to change. For example, from being angry all the time and getting triggered by everything to being happy all the time. When you've made that decision, then that's when you get tested. And here's the thing. If you fail the test, then nothing changes. You stay in a state where you experience anger, you getting angry and other people getting angry with you to extreme levels. You stay in a state where you experience anger just all the time, nonstop. It's just a part of your everyday life, and it's the same. Nothing changes. You just keep experiencing that. People always pissing me off, and people always doing this, and people always doing that, and this always happens to me. You're gonna stay stuck in that state. But when you pass the test, everything that used to make you angry doesn't bother you anymore. Anything that could potentially make you angry, I'm not saying that you're never, ever, ever going to get mad again. But any little thing that could have set you off in the past or used to make you angry, or something that would typically make anybody angry, it will not bother you. You will brush it off, and people will look at you like, wow, that motherfucker's a weirdo, but I wish I was like that. That's inspiring. I wish I could do that. Like, everything changes in a major way. Everything changes in a major way. Now, there are names for that. Shifting to a new frequency, shifting to a new dimension, shifting to an alternate reality, shifting to an alternate version of yourself. But despite all those names, we're not going to get into all that. We're not going to go into depth with all that. We can revisit those another day in another video. We don't need to focus on the names. It's not important right now for what I'm trying to explain. But what's important is, like I said, when you pass the test, then you become a lot more lighthearted. And like I said, you close the door to anger, right? And all the little things that used to set you off won't set you off anymore. All the little things that could potentially set you off won't set you off anymore. All the things that typically set most people off will not set you off anymore. Those doors close. Now what opens is you open yourself to new experiences. You open yourself to a constant state of happiness, or a more constant state of happiness, a higher vibration, and you attract more you attract more blah 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 blah. You attract more happy people in your life versus always attracting angry people in your life, or always attracting negative situations in your life that will cause you to be angry, or that will assist you in being angry. Because you got to remember, like, being angry is a choice. You choose it. Nobody can put a gun to your head. Nobody can put a gun to your head and tell you to be happy. Nobody can put a gun to your head and tell you to be angry. It's a choice. Regardless of what you go through, and that's why we all react different, because it's a choice. Regardless of what happened, you choose to be angry. And then, okay, say I stub my toe and I get mad. I chose to be angry. It's like, fuck. It's dumb table. Who put this there? And I go through all my whole day mad because my toe is hurting. And then, I can stub my toe and be like, oh man, I'm silly as fuck. I'm blind. I'm so blind. I crack myself up. I lose my eyeballs if they wouldn't glue to my head or something like that. And I just brush it off and carry about my day. Like, my point is, you choose anger or you choose happiness. You choose it. It's a choice. At the end of the day, nobody else is responsible. Yes, there are messed up things that happen in the world. Yes, there are people who are born into better situations than other people, but we're not talking about the exceptions. We're not playing the victim mindset. Not in this video. It is a choice. So at the end of the day, you gotta ask yourself, would you rather be at peace with the world and at war with yourself, or at peace with yourself and at war with the world? Regardless of what you go through, regardless of who you encounter, it is a choice of whether you choose anger or you choose happiness. Matter of fact, let me reword it. If you choose consistent anger or you choose consistent happiness, it's a choice. And like I say, if you choose happiness, you will attract more happy things in your life. You will more happy people will gravitate to you. Like, you know, in a sense, they'll pop out of nowhere. You'll just be minding your own business doing this, and then you'll run into this person. You'll be like, oh my gosh, what a coincidence. This person is so cool. This person, you know, knows a lot about this business or this information that I was, you know, curious about. This person is the, you know, perfect person for me in regards to a relationship. You know, whatever the case may be, you know, you attract positive things and positive people into your life when you operate on a higher vibration. And to operate on a higher vibration is to acknowledge any internal issues that you have with yourself, be authentic, take accountability, and ultimately choose happiness. Move with good intentions. You know, I can say that what you're doing is bad, and the other person could look at it and say, oh, what you're doing is pretty dope. So, you know, regardless of what somebody else thinks about you, move with good intentions. As long as your intentions are good, you know, everybody's not going to like what you do. Everybody's not going to like what you have to say. As long as you move with good intentions, then that's all you can do. That's all anybody can ask for. You know, that's it. You know, move with good intentions and choose happiness. Don't look to hurt people, look to better people. That happiness that you have, that feel good feeling that you have, let it rub off on somebody else. They might be having a bad day, and let it bring them up. You know, if you have a negative coworker and they come to work, it's easy for them to bring your mood down. But instead of that, why don't you vibrate on a higher frequency and be extremely happy, extremely grateful? Let your good mood bring them up and everybody else that encounters you up. Don't let people affect how you feel. Don't let other people be in control of how you feel. The words, oh, this person made me mad. Those words should never come out of your mouth, and those words should never be like, those words should never be possible for you. Those words should never be able to be applied to you. This person made me feel this way. No, you make you feel this way. You know, you are in control of how you feel. You, not anybody else. There's somebody that told me this story. I'm gonna tell this story as an example. So this guy was working at a retail store. It was just a basic low paying retail store, like a dollar store or a cheap store or something like that. He's working the cashier. This other guy comes in the store. So the customer that came into the store, he asked the guy, what did he say? I'm trying to remember how the story went. But anyway, it was something to the effect of like, the customer asked the guy, like, how much is this? And then the guy working was like, the price is on the whatever he was holding. The price is on there. And the guy didn't say it rude, but the customer still didn't like the way the guy said it. He just took it extremely personal. It's like, hey man, the price is, it's right there. It's something like that. Like, hey, the price is right there. It's right there. And he didn't like the way he said it. So anyway, long story short, let's go back to the story. The customer then approached he started talking crazy to the guy working. He was a cashier. He started talking crazy to the guy that was working, and the guy that's working, he has customers he's ringing up. The customers getting irate and stuff, calling them crazy and saying, "Don't you know who I am?" and stuff like this. And then the customer gets to the line and is just being snippy. So the cashier is like, "Hey man, look, I got you. I'll ring you up. Just chill. You don't got to talk to me crazy. Just chill." And the customer's still going on, and it gets to the point where he's like, "Oh, you bitch ass nigga, this and that. Don't you know who I am? I'm such and such, blah, blah, blah." And just going off the walls. And the cashier, instead of the cashier customer, and I know the cashier. So despite me vouching for him or anything like that, like the guy got hands. Like he can hold his own. But here's the thing. Instead of him responding like, "Excuse me, who you talking to? I'll come over this counter right now, do this to you, do that to you, da-da-da." Instead of him responding that way, he just responds, "You know what? I'm not going to ring you up." In as calm of a voice as I'm talking right now. "Hey, man, I'm just not going to ring you up. I can't do nothing for you. You bitch ass nigga this, you bitch ass." All right, man, that's cool, but, I can't do nothing for you. That's it. So the guy, with the cashier being so calm, the guy is getting more irate and getting even more crazy and stuff like that. So the manager ends up coming in, and the manager, from what I understand, was extremely passive. It was a woman in her maybe like mid-20s, something like that. Anyway, she's extremely passive. So she ended up walking the guy to the back of the store, and from what I was told, they didn't come back up with nothing. She walked him to the back of the store to get something, and then they came back up with nothing, and then he walked out with her alongside him and stuff like that. Still talking crazy though, but he walked out, and then that was that. And the thing is, like, for one, you always hear there's an old saying that goes, be the bigger person, or be the bigger person and walk away. So I was gonna say, I feel like I know merch. I know that a lot of people don't understand what that means. So here's the thing: a lot of people think that be the bigger person means bow down, let the other person win, be a bitch, be a pussy in a sense, let the person walk over you. It's not worth getting into a fight. It's not worth getting confrontational about. No, that's not what it means. Being the bigger person means you understand that everything that goes on doesn't deserve a reaction. Being the bigger person means that you understand that everything is about you. Or, excuse me, everything is not about you. So what does that mean? Don't take things personal, and don't make it about you. I'm going to say that one more time. When shit happens, especially if it involves other people, don't make shit personal. Don't take shit personal. Don't make it about you. So we're going to talk about how this was a reflection of him. We're going to get into that. I'm going to address something first, and then we're going to get into how this was a reflection of him. So first off, with the guy being angry at him, just coming in, blowing up, customers looking crazy, like, what's wrong with this dude? Ugh, let me get out of here. The cashier understood that the guy being angry even though he was getting cussed out and stuff, even though the cashier and stuff was getting cussed out, he understood that the customer being angry had nothing to do with him. The customer being angry had nothing to do with the cashier. The customer being angry had everything to do with himself. Now, what does that mean? I don't know. The only person that knows this man's life story is him. I don't know it. the cashier that told me the story don't know it. Nobody knows it but the customer. He could have been going through hard times. He could have, maybe he couldn't see his kids. Maybe he lost his job. Maybe he just lost a family member. Maybe a family member that was close to him or meant a lot to him just passed away. Anything could have been going on in this man's life. We don't know. Anything could have had this man on edge. It could have been like years and years of something that had built up. It could have been, something super extreme that was foreign to him that he wasn't used to dealing with or experiencing had happened to him. We don't know. But whatever it was something going on in this man's life. And it could have been something from maybe his childhood that he still hasn't let go of. We don't know, but it was something going on in this man's life that led to him to react the way he did. It was something that led to him, choosing to be angry. And it was something that he's holding on to that almost enables him to be on edge and easily triggered. Now I'm gonna go the other way with it. So the cashier, the guy that was working at the store. So I know this guy. So I've talked to him. I've been around him and stuff like that. I've known him for a while. So I can honestly say that he had some things that he was letting go of. He in whatever way, form, or fashion was working on himself. And it led to him coming to a conclusion that, you know what, I'm gonna let go of this internal thing that I'm holding on inside of me that's been bothering me. I'm gonna let that go. I'm not gonna keep that with me anymore. It's not gonna be a part of my life anymore. I'm gonna let that go, so I'm not constantly angry. I'm not easily angered. I'm not easily triggered. Things don't set me off. And the little things that people may do in my life or that I encounter, they won't bother me. So, like I said, he made a conscious decision to let that go. So when he did that, he was then tested. He was tested by the universe. He was tested. This man came in a store that he'd never seen before, that he didn't know, that he never spoken to before, never encountered. This man came into the store and got easily triggered and was extremely irate, extremely confrontational with him, extremely aggressive with him. He came across paths with him and he didn't react. He realized that the guy had some stuff that he needed to work on that was making him angry. And that the anger had nothing to do with him. The guy working realized the customer's anger had nothing to do with him. When I say him, I mean the guy working. And the anger had everything to do with himself. When I say himself, I mean the customer. The customer's anger had everything to do with himself, the customer. So, So once again, to bring it back full circle and touch on the topic of the last video, when you work on your mental health, when you work on, the type of thoughts that go through your head all day, every day, when you work on saying good things to yourself and feeling good about yourself and thinking good thoughts about yourself, and when you work on what you got going on the inside, letting go of any negative feelings, emotions, or memories that you have from the past, whether it be a year ago or 10 years ago or 50 years ago, when you work on that and you take accountability and you make a conscious decision to let go, you experience a domino effect in your life, and the domino effect is for the better. You shed old weight like a snake that sheds its skin, like a butterfly that busts out of a cocoon that used to be a caterpillar. You shed your old life and you begin a new life. Even people, when you let go of old people that are holding you back, or they're super negative, or that put you down in a passive aggressive way, or in a direct way even. When you are ready to let that go, like a lot of people say they want change and stuff, but they're not ready for change. They're not ready to grow. They're not ready to learn, because even though whatever situation they got going on is fucked up, it's familiar. There is comfort in things that are familiar. There's a sense of safety. Even if you're being physically abused, there's a sense of safety in things that are familiar, and then things that could be things that seem new opportunities, or new potential experiences. They seem scary. The unknown seems scary. And it's like that for most people. A lot of people will complain about being stuck in a situation. When the time comes for them to get out of the situation, they find a way to either subconsciously or consciously self-sabotage themselves, so that way they can't grow or level up or experience something new. And that self-sabotage might come in the form of them making up excuses. It might come from them hurting themselves, because some people do that too, physically hurting themselves so that they can't go. Like, all right, I used to visit a person in a nursing home. I used to visit somebody close in a nursing home, and there was this woman there who has a husband, a teenage daughter at home. She has her own home, own vehicles. Her husband works, and she refuses to go home from the nursing home because she likes the fact that people take care of her. Never mind taking care of her kid, her daughter. Never mind of her catering to her husband, or at least helping her husband out with the household stuff. She likes the fact that she is taken care of 24/7. And her thing is, she's a big woman, but she went through she went through or was going through therapy to at least be able to walk. If not walk, at least get around using a wheelchair and stuff like that. But she will when she's looking better and stuff like that, she will pick at herself, like at her legs and stuff, because her skin is real messed up too. She's a funny woman. I spoke to her a few times, but her skin is real messed up too. But it's not messed up to the point where she couldn't get around if she tried. So she will like okay, I'm gonna mention this so I'm not rambling. So she has to use a bedpan. If you don't know what a bedpan is, just look it up. I'm not gonna go into it. So she has to use a bedpan, but she had folks coming to work with her, like therapy people. She had folks coming to work with her, so that way she could transfer over to a bedside commode and use that instead of constantly going in a bedpan or just wetting herself. So, to get on a bedside commode, you have to either slide onto it from the bed, or you have to at least step onto the floor and then pivot onto the bedside commode. So she would pick out her legs to the point where the doctor would recommend that she does not put any pressure on her legs. And with her not being able to put pressure on her legs, she can't use a bedside commode. With her using not being able to use the bedside commode, she's not any closer to going home. She can't go home according to the state because she's not able to transfer here or there or whatever. So that's what I mean by self-sabotage. And there's a lot of forms of self-sabotage, but that's what you see in a person that's not ready to let go of a situation, no matter how bad it is. You know, you have to be ready for it. You know, you have to want it. Nobody else can want it for you. Like a drug addict, I can make anybody go to rehab. I can drive them there, but I can go in, I can take them in there, I can drag them in there, I can sign them up. But, you know, if that person is not ready to go through with the rehab, they will have a relapse. They will go for 1 or 2 days, and then they'll stop. They might go for 1 or 2 weeks, and then they might stop. They might go for a month, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then they'll stop. If they're not ready to go through with that change, then there's nothing you can do. You can't make anybody do this or that. It's all about free will and freedom of choice, you know, regardless of any law or anything like that. Like as a human being and as a universal law, it's all about free will. It's all about choice. So on that note, in that sense, it's okay to care about other people, but at the end of the day, you have to worry about yourself. Worry about yourself. Take accountability for yourself. Check yourself when you are out of line, and learn from your mistakes as well as other mistakes, of course. But learn from your mistakes and better yourself, because that's very powerful in itself. When you better yourself. When you better yourself, you inspire other people. You show other people that there's a better way. You show other people that there's an alternative way. Sometimes you even show people that there's a way in general. Some people are so stuck and closed off, thinking the world is no bigger than the city they live in, or the world is no bigger than the neighborhood they grow in, that they're ignorant to a lot of stuff. They don't know any better. They're very small-minded and very closed-minded to a lot of things. They're not understanding at all. Anything new is being perceived as a threat or something dangerous or something just flat out wrong. Just because something is different doesn't mean that it's wrong. But like I said a little bit ago, the unknown is very scary to a lot of people. The unknown is terrifying to a lot of people. But I will say this. If you're listening or watching this video, you're on the right track. You're already winning. You're already, you're already on the right track. Like, if you're listening to this, you want better. You want better for yourself. You want better for your family. You want to make a change. You want to grow. You want to be the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. And you are on the right track. You should be proud of yourself. It's a big fucking step. And me saying that is not like a participation trophy type of thing. Like, you listening to this video or watching this video is taking action. You doing that is taking action. And you should be happy. You should feel good about yourself. You should feel grateful that, the universe led you to this video to hear this information. I don't care if 1,000 people hear this and 999 people, don't find this video helpful. If at least one person can take something from this video and apply it to their life to better their life, to make themselves a little happier, to make themselves a better human being overall, then that's all I can ask for. That's all I can ask for. That's fucking great. Just remember one thing and just, keep that momentum going, because it really doesn't matter how you found a video. What matters is that you found it. You don't have to question everything, especially when good things come into your life. You don't need to always question a good thing, a genuine good thing. You don't need to always question it. Be grateful for it though. Always be grateful for it, and keep the momentum going. Don't just listen to this video and then go back into a depressed state. Listen to this video, take what you can from it, and apply it to your life. And continue on your journey of becoming a better you, making the world a better place. Spreading happiness and positivity throughout the world. Because when you just don't understand, like when you're a good person, and two, when you're authentically you wouldn't realize the impact that you have on other people's lives. Like, it's amazing. It's fucking incredible. And a lot of people will keep that with them. My bad, I'm getting distracted. I was doing something. No, but people will keep that with them and hold on to that feeling, hold on to that memory, and then they will pass on that happiness and joy to somebody else. So, keep the momentum going. Keep the momentum going. Keep striving to grow. Keep striving to learn. And yeah, that's how we're going to do that. So I hope you found this video helpful. And if not, at the very least, you are now equipped with yet another tool to battle depression. So feel free to show some love by hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. Don't forget to show love to each other. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, last but not least, the God in me sees the God, and God is in you. And remember, all the blessings in life are yours.